Team DeathNote is now on Patreon. Follow us to unlock exclusive content and watch videos that we release for up to 1 or more days earlier than on YouTube, with unique tiers such as Namekian Race, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan Elite, Godly Heroes, and Godly Villains. Click the link on the description down below. Now back to the video. Yo, what up guys? This is Gabi from Team DeathNote TDN, back at it again, and we're over here with a Son Goku Super Saiyan 3 deck profile. We already have a deck profile of this guy, blue-red. This deck is going to be blue-yellow, and it's more on the defensive side. But before that, we're going to give a shout-out to one of our patrons. His name is Carl Has Got Wood. Thank you very much for pledging to us. If you guys are looking to pledge to us as well, you can. You can just follow us on Patreon at teamdeathnote.com, or you could go down on the description down below and hit the link because it should be there. So okay, so this is the more defensive play of the Son Goku one. I think this is the deck that will go better up against like Mecha Apes. If you're going up against like the Mecha Veggies, is actually a horrible matchup because you're going defensive, and the Veggies are just coming out and they're blowing up your field, and you don't want for your field to be blown up. And you know, like the Apes don't really KO your battle cards unless they have the card that does KO, but over the time it doesn't really KO your battle card. So I'll say this deck, this build, blue-yellow, is very good against the Mecha Apes. So Son Goku leader, for you guys that don't know what he does, he has a permanent saying that you can only place up to 6 energies in your life area. He has to activate main, saying that when you have no energy, you can ditch a card from hand, and if you ditch a card from hand, you get to get 2 cards from your life and place them to your energy. And he awakens at 4 life or less. You get to flip him over, draw 2 cards. When he his other side, you can only have up to 6 energies. When he attacks, you draw 1. And at the end of your turn, you get to untap 3 energies. It doesn't matter what color it is. So I think this leader is actually very cool. So this is the Ultra Instant build as well. So we're going to be running 4 Kind Saiyan Goku, just because he is out there for you to check the top 7 for any type of Goku and add it to your hand. And it's very important that you see this card in your opening hand or very early in the game, because if you don't and they start to blow up your field with the blue-yellow variant, you know, like against the Mecha Veggies, it's actually very annoying. So you can't really do what you have to do. 3 Furious Rush Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku, just because he has the draw engine when you call him out there, and he has dual attack, so it's actually very great. And he's a 5-drop. So let's say on your turn 4 to turn 5, you call him out, you draw a card, you attack with this guy, you do 1 yield, then you untap 1 blue, then you tap 2 blues, and you place the Ultra Instant Goku on top of him, which is actually very cool. We have over here 3 Rapid Onslaught Super Saiyan Blue Son Goku, just because he gets to evolve on top of a Son Goku for 3. He is a 5-drop, so that'll be 1 blue to whatever. When you evolve on top of a Goku, he gets crit, and he's a double striker. So early game, putting your opponent from like 5 to 3, or from yeah, so from 5 to 3 is actually very good, because they don't really have hand. They don't really have the hand size, and you just giving them that push is just awesome. 4 Ultra Instant Son Goku, because he is basically your finisher in the deck if your opponent drop down to 3, especially against those Mecha Apes. So they will try to bloodlust you, and this is where the deck, you know, turns around. They already at 3 life, so all you need to do is just hit them once with this card, and later on we're going to show you of what this card does. But basically, he EX evolves for 2 blues, you dump a card from hand, he evolves on top of a 5-drop Blue Son Goku. When you do, you send all of your opponent's battle cards back to their hand, and when he attacks, he cannot be comboed. So the only way for you to stop this dude is by, you know, like Crusher Balling or negating the dude in the deck. We're going to be running 2 Courageous Heart Yajirobe, just because, like I said, those apes starts to attacking. You get to block an ape and pop them, because Revenge does get over blocker if they have that King Vegeta out there. So that's something very important. 4 Boost Attack Piccolo over the Kibito Kai, just because you don't want cards to go back to your opponent's hand like that, and you also want to always draw, so you're always fetching out other cards in the deck. So that's actually very good. For Energy Booster Majin Buu, like I was trying to saying, he is part of your draw engine, and you will like to see your cards early game into your hand so you can do what you have to do. 3 Unyielding Spirit Trunks, just because, you know, to maximize your plays. So let's say you start off with a blue and a yellow, you swing with the Goku. So let's say you tap one, you call out the Majin Buu, and you don't have like a 1-drop Bulma, but you do have a Kind Sand. So you draw off of the Majin Buu, swing with the Majin Buu, do an Unyielding, put them up to 10, untap the blue, then you tap one and call out a Kind Sand or another Majin Buu out there to the field, or even possibly a Courageous Heart Jajirobe early game, and you can keep on maximizing your plays. Now we're going to the yellow side of the deck, and it's going to be 4 no opening Son Goku, just because he is your awaken factor. If you see 2 of these cards in your starting hand and you're going second, it's actually very good, because then you can swing with your leader, tap to use combo with these 2 cards. So at the end of the turn, they do not hit the battle area because your leader is not blue, but they do get to get a card from your life and add it to your hand. So if you went first and your opponent only hit you once, putting you down to 5, and it's your turn, you could just do 1 no opening, take a life, awaken. Or if you went second, you could do 2 no openings, take 2 life, and you get to awaken, and you start to go faster, way quicker in front of your opponent, so you can just start doing what you have to do and start digging out the cards that you need to dig out. 4 U for Bulma, because like I said, you want to draw, so you need a draw engine in this deck. You need to make sure that you see the cards that you have, and it's also very good when you start to like putting cards down to tap. In this deck, you will only need 2 yellows out there to be tapping. 2 Clan of Terra Mecha Frieza, because like I said, this deck is very defensive, so you will always like to see what your opponents have in their hand. Just 2. I've seen me play both of them in a game. Some of the times you don't even need to play him, because then you have the other winner card in hand, so it does what it has to do. 2 of the Mecha Frieza, the Returning Terror, just in case your opponent does not have Planet Vegeta out there. You know, it sometimes happens, and if they swing with their apes, you just go into the Mecha Frieza, discard a card, and pop 2 of their apes, and you keep doing what you have to do. The only black card we run in the deck is the Scientist Fu, because I used to run 2 to 3 black cards at first. Before that was running 3, then I bumped it down to 2, then I bumped it down to 1, because I will always see a black card in the energy, so you do not want that. And Scientist Fu is actually very good, because late game, you can just tap 1, dump 7 cards from your drop area, or just drop, or just warp your whole drop area, and you get to draw 2 cards. And then on top of that, he is a 25k attacker with double striker that allows you 2 cards in your hand for the cost of 1. So Scientist Fu is very dangerous. The MVP of the deck will be Flying Nimbus. 4 of it, because like I said, it is the defensive style of playing, and Flying Nimbus just gives you overall maximum protection by everything. This is the card that stops anything that the little apes are trying to do. So once you go into Ultra Instinct, make sure you have at least 2 battery lasers in hand, at least 2 cards to tap out there, especially when you're going against the apes, because the apes, they usually do not remove your cards from the field, so you'll have him out there on your turn 2. On your turn 3, you can go into Ultra Instant while having 2 yellows out there. If they're already at 3 life, which they should be, because they do all this Monaka and to Objection and to Sensu Beans and to this, to try to yank cards away from their life so they can see their plays faster. So they'll usually be from like 3 to 2 life, and once you do and you have 2 battery lasers in your hand, that's why we maxed them out at 4. So you get to tap 2, evolve on top of Ultra Instinct. They'll probably Crush a Ball you or Bloodlust you, and I'm pretty sure it's a Bloodlust. So that's when you tap 1, battery laser, discard a yellow, you stop it. So then you swing. Okay, so once he hits the field, all their apes go right back to their hand. Even if the King Vegeta, the one that gives everybody barrier, he also goes right back to their hand, and you stop anything that they trying to do. So that means they cannot block you. Then you swing with him for a triple strike, going for the game, and then might have a Flyer Nimbus and they think that they have been saved for that turn, so they'll Flyer Nimbus you, and here you come again with another battering laser, and you just punish them and you go in for the KO. I've done it, but like I said, against the Mecha Veggies, it's a different story because they keep popping all your stuff. But against the apes, this deck is perfect. And 2 Mafubas to stop anything in their tracks, especially if they swing at you with your King Vegeta, just to stall you out more time, because Mafuba does get over apes, like I said. So yeah, this is Gabi from Team DeathNote, TDM, back at it again. And like I said, if you want to see the description for the blue-red deck, we will leave it in a link in the description down below, so you can see that deck profile as well. And like I said, just remember guys, we said it first. Peace out.
Que lo que es fortuna